Mr. Beast has been exposed. He is not the good guy that he portrays himself to be. In a video that was released recently by a guy named Dogpack, he showed the world that Jimmy is not as squeaky clean as he appears to be. Dogpack showed that Mr. Beast is pretty disingenuous when he says that all of his videos are real and that nothing is fake. From contestants not being random subscribers, to the odds of you winning the prizes that he displays being basically rigged like a lottery. Is there anything that is real about Mr. Beast? I've even heard some rumors that the charity work that he's done is fake. Something to do with the Team C's project that he had, where he would collect trash and he would try to make a difference. Now, in the end, I think most people knew that even if he cleaned a beach or something like that, he was never going to clean all of the world's trash in the sea. But there have been rumors going out that he had apparently trashed a beach, to which he then cleaned to make it appear as though he was making a difference. With all this coming out, it is very surprising that an empire like Mr. Beast is falling to the ground. And I mean that in the sense of nobody can ever look Mr. Beast the same anymore. As the selfless guy who just wants to make the best videos possible, wants to promote good people, wants to do great projects, wants to help out YouTubers, the best of the best, turns out to have some pretty bad practices. I remember watching the allegations of Chris Tyson that were coming in, people making video after video, going after the details of all the things that Chris Tyson was going through when the video dropped. And it's gotten so recognized that it's gotten millions of views at this point, to the point where allegedly, Mr. Beast sent him a cease and desist, which is crazier than anything that I've ever seen from Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast has gone into some smaller controversies, but nothing as big as this. When you got the biggest YouTuber of all time having the biggest controversy, you can tell why people were making memes about Rome collapsing, what the Romans must have felt as the empire was collapsing, right? So what does this all mean? Well, for one, Mr. Beast is not immune to criticism. He is not immune to controversy. If he wanted that image, like that he was basically squeaky clean, cleanest guy ever, it's ruined now. There's no way he can come back from this. In the sense that from this point onward, everything that happens, like we're going to be expecting. Number two, he actually came out with the video when all this was coming out. You would have thought that Mr. Beast would come out with the video, title it something like, we need to have a chat, or guys, I need to tell you something, or the Mr. Beast response, or something like that, where he would address the allegations, address the Chris Tyson stuff, because he did make a tweet about it. But here's some more stuff that we know now. Mr. Beast has acknowledged the video. He knows the video is out there. He knows the video exists, which is why apparently, we don't know if it's true or not, but apparently Mr. Beast is sending private investigators to go stalk this guy, this Dogpack guy, and trying to dig up any dirt they can on him to discredit his video and to basically make him out to be like some sort of crazed fan or some sycophant or some guy who just wants his 15 minutes of fame and all that jazz. Here's the craziest thing. When the video came out, the days that followed, there was a community notes posted on the tweet that Mr. Beast made about him apparently having no idea that Chris Tyson was into all that disgusting crap and was talking to minors. There was a community note under his tweet which said at one point that Mr. Beast fully knew, he was fully aware of the chats that were going on. Well, guess what? If you try to look it up now, they're gone. Wonder who could have had a hand in doing that. Not only that, he did put out a video, but it wasn't a response to the allegations or anything, or any of the criticisms. Instead, it was one of his, I put two people on a nuclear wasteland type deal, a la Fallout bullshit. By the way, I saw snippets of the video. The acting is so fake as fuck. Okay, there's no way that these people actually had no way we're getting 50 mil. Oh my gosh, there's another challenge. No way, are we gonna risk it all? Oh my god. There's no way that happened, okay? Anyways, he posted that video and it was climbing, it was getting views. People were commenting, address the allegations. He's been deleting comments, okay? If you mention anything about Chris Tyson or about the fact that he rigged stuff, or if you mention any criticism, Mr. Beast deletes those things. And what's more, was it Drama Alert or Keemstar? I guess there's a plugin that lets you see the number of dislikes on a video. Apparently the number was somewhere around 1 million. Mr. Beast apparently talked to Keemstar and basically told them that the numbers are wrong. Well, here's the thing. Why do we believe Jimmy at this point? If all this turns out to be true, and if all the allegations about him are correct, why are we believing anything he says? The thing that a lot of people are getting out of this drama is that Mr. Beast will probably do almost anything to get the most retention out of his viewers. My guess is that this might be an example of he's too big to fail, but personally, I don't think he is. I don't think anybody is. I think with the next videos that Dogpack is set to release, we're going to learn more about him. Maybe his child fan base won't care about it. Maybe they won't even know what's going on because all they care about is his videos, not the fact that he might be a shady person. By the way, speaking of shady, there was a video that or an interview that Oompaville had with Dogpack in which he reveals, or according to a source that he's heard, apparently the video where he cured 1,000 people of their blindness was fake, in that he didn't just pay 1,000 people surgeries because they couldn't afford it, as if these people weren't going to get the surgeries like everyone was thinking, and Jimmy, out of the kindness of his heart, did so. Apparently, and again, not confirmed, but this might be true, and this would honestly be the nail in the coffin for Jimmy Beast, is if his charity is fake. Apparently, the surgeries were going to happen anyway. This idea that Jimmy Beast paid for people who couldn't afford it, apparently these people were going to get the surgery for free, or by some means. They were going to find a way. It was never that they couldn't afford it and they were never going to get it. If that's true, I'm sorry, but it's so over for Mr. Beast. It's so over. Mr. Beast obviously doesn't like criticism. He obviously can't handle it because he's censoring the criticism. Otherwise, more people would be talking about this. I don't know how long he has, but this completely changed my view on Mr. Beast, because I was one of those people who defended the charity. I was defending the fact that, hey, how could you hate a guy who does good things for other people and he gives prizes for being subscribers? Mr. Beast might be doing stuff that might be illegal, but he's found some sort of loophole. And now with the whole Amazon video, or the Amazon game show that he's doing, there have been complaints. There's people been talking about how the conditions of the sets were not good. People apparently not being able to get their medication. Are you serious? What kind of, I'm sorry, but if you're going to run a game show like that, you got to have those things in place to where people can have their medications. Poor conditions. I know some people are going to say, hey, yeah, what did you expect, Mr. Beast? Of course he's lying when he said his videos were fake. But you have to understand, that was how he made his bones. That's how he paved the way for people to trust him. The whole idea that he told you, and he was like, no, all my videos are real. I 100% do them. I don't fake a single one. He got people to trust them when he did the videos, when he gave homeless people money, when he ran miles when he ran a whole marathon in clown shoes, when he gave away food. Honestly, it makes me wonder if anything he's done is real, or if it's all just faked for the video, for the content. My jaw just drops hearing all this. And if you haven't watched the video, I highly suggest you do. And here's the funny thing. Initially, how I heard about this, I was going through Twitter and I was hearing about the Chris Tyson thing, and then people were writing on Mr. Beast. One of those people was that girl who was complaining about Mr. Beast during the YouTuber hide and seek thing, the YouTuber hide and seek video he did, where he apparently got placed 4th or something like that. She didn't get top 3 when she was supposed to, and she complained about it. I admittedly written her off. I just didn't think she was okay. She's just complaining. She's just salty, right? She's just trying to hate on Mr. Beast. Now, granted, I would have found the video anyway, but she posted the video, and out of sheer curiosity, it was okay, lady, all right, you're gonna throw out something, let me at least see what I can criticize you for. Let me see what dumb arguments are gonna be in this video. And I fully expected it to be some type of guy who's just Mr. Beast cheated me out of a prize, with no proof, or I used to work with Mr. Beast and now I hate him because I'm jealous. I fully expected it to be like that. No, it really did sound it was a sound video. The arguments made sense. So I'm sorry, I couldn't keep up with everything that was going on, because it seemed like every single day we were getting new stuff about Mr. Beast and his involvement, and more crazy twists and turns that I didn't even realize was possible. But over the last, I'd say couple days, people have been uncovering more information. And the second Dogpack video has come out, and it is really bad. Not the video itself, but what it contains and what it says about Mr. Beast. Holy crap. Now, a lot of people have been commenting on Twitter, social media, that basically the guy in the video, they interview this guy who used to work for Mr. Beast, and basically he talks about how he was treated very, very badly. During one of the practice challenges, it was basically he was the guinea pig for what would later become the solitary confinement challenges. You know, he goes on to say that, you know, when Mr. Beast did the solitary confinement challenge, it's like he wasn't the first one to do it. You gotta be kidding me. And I would not believe you if you would have told me that it's revealed in the video that Mr. Beast basically tortured this guy by not allowing him to see sunlight, obviously, by basically fucking up his sleeping cycle, or his, like, he couldn't tell when night was day, day was night. The lights were turned on the entire time. He could smell paint fumes. There was a hot tub that wasn't connected correctly, and so the moisture and the smells. There was an ice cream machine that would go off and it would make loud noises. Not to mention that the dairy, the smell of like basically rotting milk. What he went through was really bad. So bad. Like, and it's very, very uncomfortable to listen to and very uncomfortable to watch. Because the guy in the video, Jake Weddle, basically went through torture. Jake in the video breaks down multiple times. Now, granted, people talk about how, oh, well, he accepted the challenge, so what? Here's the thing, though. When you're going through torture, and this is torture, this is really bad. I don't want to hear it that, oh, he accepted the challenge. He was going to win thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So what? Boo-hoo, Crimea River, womp womp. I don't want to hear that because these people clearly don't know what torture is. This is torture, okay? I don't care what kind of prize. Freaking, when you're being sleep deprived, I don't know if you understand me when I'm saying this. You are not sleeping. That is a problem. That is a huge, huge problem. Especially when there was text shown in the video that Jake was recovering. You very quickly come to realize this is horrible, like horrendous. You're telling me that people are saying womp womp to a guy who literally had to struggle walking, who had to struggle with sleeping. His sleep schedule was fucked up. It was so eye-opening to like what Mr. Beast is willing to put people through, basically to make entertainment. What's even crazier than that is the revelation towards the end of the video that shows that Mr. Beast knowingly worked with a PDF file. His record is free for everyone to know, but he makes the case that when he was in a challenge, he wore a mask and people called him Delaware. Apparently Delaware, he's named Delaware because that's the name of the place he's not allowed to go back to. Here's the thing. This guy is related to Jake the Viking. So this throws a whole new wrench and a whole new wrinkle on the story that we've known, that people are coming out, people are exposing each other left and right. When Jake the Viking said Jimmy knew, how the hell did he not know? Now that puts into question what he knows and like if he was hiding something. Jake the Viking, he did put out a statement. There's a couple of tweets of his. Let's see. His recent tweet says this. Here's the truth. Yes, Delaware is my brother-in-law. Yes, he is an RSO. When he was 21, a 16-year-old girl accused him and others of SA when she was 11. Delaware took a plea deal. That's why there was no jail time, but he still had to register. His nickname isn't Delaware because he can't go back to Delaware. He's from Delaware. That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. He's been back several times. He was hired before I was, and was actually the reason I got hired at Mr. Beast. Before being hired, Delaware sat down with Jimmy and Sue, Jimmy's mom, and explained to them everything. So yes, Jimmy knew. But again, this incident happened in 2010. Delaware was hired in 2017/2018. Delaware was also let go from the company before I was. Delaware was supposed to be a behind-the-scenes manager, but in a couple of videos, he was asked to partake because we needed people. He was reluctant, especially in the straitjacket video because of his charges, and that's why he wore the mask. Delaware charges are set to be dropped this fall. Delaware has been nothing but a good person, an amazing husband to my sister, and the best father to my two nieces that I could ever ask for. They want no part in this, and want to just live their lives away from the limelight. I understand why anyone would be upset and frustrated over these allegations, and I do not blame them. Hurting kids in any way is completely unacceptable. But in the case of Delaware, I firmly believe he did nothing wrong and look forward to the day these charges are dropped. Thank you. This is what people were saying when the stuff came out about Chris Tyson and Jake the Viking tweeted Jimmy knew. People were also questioning him, saying, doesn't that mean you knew? This guy says, nah, Lamau, this motherfucker was on Mr. Beast's ass daily just to find out he kept this a secret, Lamau. I cannot. So your brother has been a confirmed offender for over a decade now, and you just decided to speak on it? The silence it really is deafening. Jake Franklin knew. And here he puts these screenshots of when Jake said the silence is deafening and Jimmy knew. Someone said, "You're still a hypocrite though. Oof, your whole credibility is now tarnished. Should have stayed away from the conversation if you had these kind of skeletons in the closet." Fuck, man. Someone else says, "It doesn't matter what he did or didn't do. Why is he on the list and getting hired to a company that makes content directed towards children? How could Mr. Beast let this happen?" This really, I think, is the nail in the coffin. And I don't think there's a way for Mr. Beast to respond that looks good on either side. Either Mr. Beast knew the whole time and he did that, and that's obviously bad because millions of children watch him. You know, he could say it's like, oh, people from all ages watch this video, but let's be real, children watch him. Or two, he has to admit he had no idea. He had no idea about this guy. Okay, so what does this mean? I think Mr. Beast has no other choice other than to respond now. I don't think he can just wait this out anymore. We're beyond that. We are way past that. Goodness gracious. I don't know how Mr. Beast can come back from this. And not to mention, we're not even on the last video. There is a third video that's going to come out. Can you imagine making videos, being beloved by the whole YouTube community? You know, you're going on podcasts, you're talking about, you know, your journey, people are interviewing you. There's literally compilations of this guy who gives YouTube advice because he is the number one YouTuber of all time. People are asking you, how did you do it? How did you do it? And now, all because of what came out about Chris Tyson, it was a domino effect. The dominoes fell down, tumbling all the way down. Who knew that this was going to lead to Mr. Beast's downfall? I can't think of Mr. Beast the same way. I really can't. I really can't. We went from 0 to 100. You have to understand. We went from 0 to 100 with the first video about Chris Tyson, and then we somehow jumped from 100 to 200. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff is just adding to the cake. This is frosting to the cake of the downfall of Mr. Beast. And it's so dumb because the whole time I've heard about Mr. Beast, the way I understood it was Mr. Beast was an intelligent, calculated dude who basically learned at like 4 times the speed of any regular YouTuber. He learned from his mistakes. He made mistakes. He learned from them. He made things better. And that's how people watch him. That's how he was able to get data. That's why he's been able to increase his retention, his view time. To think that he is being negligent about hiring a dude that was on a list, I can't imagine a worse thing coming out. Like, I don't know. Like, what's next? Is it gonna come out Mr. Beast diddled some kids or something? Not saying he did. Can this get any worse? Could this possibly get any worse? We're going to wait for more stuff to come out. But yeah,